A natural disaster of any kind leaves behind a tale of death and destruction. And the most telltale signs have been visible in our own country, in Assam, since weeks now, as the people of Assam are facing the worst floods of their life. This despite the fact that they are used to getting flooded year after year, season after season. The floods this year began almost a month ago, on 19th of June 2022, after the Barka river at Betkundi breached its banks and started overflowing. The flood has so far affected 32 districts, left 5.4 million people homeless, 192 dead and counting. 37 people are still missing, as per Greenpeace India, who said as many as 102 relief camps are at work in Assam, and the damages to the infrastructure is to the tune of 10,000 crore rupees. The two districts, Silchar and Cachar, located just a couple of kilometers away from the Betkundi embankment, are said to be the most affected areas in the state. At one point, the Silchar town was 90% underwater for days on end. Can you imagine living like that every day and night? Think of how they would be going about their daily necessities, and what would happen to children, sick and the elderly. How would they be getting any medical care at all? Can you think of the lives it would have affected and taken? And it's no secret that Assam faces floods almost every year, for which the government should take concrete steps which actually do work in the long term. But what makes the Silchar flood of 2022 more devastating and depressing is that at one point it was said to be a man-made flood. Yes, the Assam Chief Minister himself, Himanta Biswa Sarma, when surveyed the flood-affected town for the second time on June 26th, he made this explosive statement in the media that the flood was a man-made disaster. Now there was a video floating around of a few men who intentionally smashed the barrack embankment. Later on 2nd of July, a man named Kabul Khan was arrested for his alleged involvement in breaching the dike of Barrack River. Within a week, his fellow mates Mithu Hussain Laskar, Nazir Hussain Laskar and Ripon Khan were arrested for the same. The accused are being investigated. However, now the Assam police have ruled out a communal angle in the barrack embankment breach, which led to floods in Cachar district, and urged people and the media to refrain from spreading rumors. At a press conference on 6th of July, Cachar SP Ramandeep Kaur told the media that there is no communal angle in this event. She said, "My appeal to various social media users and news channels is to kindly refrain from peddling these rumors without any evidence." She added, "There is no flood jihad here. Silchar is a peaceful area with many communities living side by side. It's not like one particular community attempted to use this against any other community. This was an act of God. The rainfall this year was unprecedented." While that is true, she did mention that the police is investigating the role of some flood-affected people who have broken the embankment. She said they have destroyed the government property and they will be prosecuted under various sections of the law. Our sources who live in the area said that locals around the barrack embankment often cut around it to ensure that their house and the immediate neighborhood remain safe from the floods. But this time around, some of those who were interested with the work by civic body also tried to cover up their shoddy work, and of course, the heavy rainfall just aggravated the situation, which went out of hand pretty quickly. An investigation by Scroll.in revealed how extreme weather events combined with years of government neglect have forced people to devise their own ways to survive the floods. A video of the Cachar DC being furious at the irrigation engineer and threatening to put him behind the bars also came forward on 30th of June, in which it is evident that the Babus were not doing their job at the Betkundi dike.
I will come any time of the day or night, and if I see you missing, I swear I'm telling you, you will be suspended immediately. This is your final warning. पुलिस से उठा के तो जेल में भरवाऊंगा। अरे तुम आओ कब बोलोगे?
The mainstream media has sporadically covered the situation in Assam, and as always, the people of Northeast feel that they get limited coverage or no coverage in the national media at all. The Apda Mitra volunteer of the Assam State Disaster Management Authority was sent shortly after the flood, and it is said that around 11,881 people were evacuated safely. In addition to this, an organization for the Northeast regions, the Northeast Affected Area Development Society, supported by Humanitarian Aid International, collected £60,000 by funding from Star Network and is actively responding in times of such massive crisis. Friends, these are undoubtedly the most devastating floods that was seen in the 3rd and the 4th week of June, when Assam recorded the highest June rainfall in 121 years. But do you know what is the most heartbreaking aspect of the Assam floods? As my friend and colleague from the Times of India, Pallavi De Purkhayastha puts it, the most heartbreaking aspect of this year's flood is how it yet again failed to evoke emotions in our fellow Indians. Referring to the dismal media coverage of the Assam floods, she writes, one agency copy pasted and shared by all the media houses surely does not qualify as reporting on the Assam floods. She adds, but I don't think the people of Silchar, read all of Northeast India, are disappointed anymore. They are used to being ignored. No climate change influencers lectured anyone about the need to plant more trees or even how climate change is real. Very few celebrities talked about the natural calamity. And don't even get me started on politicians, she writes. At a time when over 5 million people in Assam were displaced and 150 odd lives were lost, the biggest news story coming out of the Northeast was that of the rebel MLAs of Maharashtra. And this is indeed so true. The whole of national media was obsessed with the political game of thrones being played out in Maharashtra, whose rebel MLAs had shamelessly made Guwahati their home for weeks on end, even as people were dying in the large part of the state just kilometers away from where they were. Pallavi further writes, Bollywood and the rest of India mourn the loss of those affected by the Maharashtra floods. Politicians and the rest of the world stood by New Delhi and Uttar Pradesh during the second wave of COVID-19 in India. Who was to stick up for Assam? And who do you think is responsible for the non-solidarity policy against the state? She's asking a question that can at best be called rhetorical. She then writes, I think the bigger question that you need to ask yourself is why? Is it because we do not meet the criteria to be labeled as conventionally fancy? Is it because raging over #Assam floods is not quite the rage on social media? Over the years, Assam and some other 7 sister states have been experiencing massive floods, but you, my friend, have never bothered to bother. She writes with pain oozing out of her pen. Before shooting this video, I just donated a small sum to Pallavi so that she can get some help to rebuild her life and support her family and neighborhood. I'm guilty of ignoring the Assam floods and my friends over there, just like everyone else. But I've made a small start. You can too. I'm leaving the link to help Pallavi and others like her in the description. You can donate at will, but praying for them and spreading awareness about their plight comes for free. At least do that. Also, before we end, I want to tell you that the co-writer and the researcher of this script is one of you. Her name is Purvi Kapoor, a young second-year journalism student from Banasthali Vidyapeeth in Rajasthan who has a great passion for writing. You can connect with her on Twitter @NotPurviKapoor. With that, I would like to close this video by reminding you all that you can connect with me directly on Instagram and on Facebook. It's @ReviewRon for this story or anything else. I'm also there on Twitter with the handle @RonaKotecha. But even if you don't do any of those things, thank you so much for watching this one till the end. Please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.